Hey everybody, welcome to Otra Noche in Miami, a South Florida sports talk show. I'm your host Kenny. I'm joined here by my co-host Alonzo.
Yo,
All right, this is the first episode of a show we hope to keep going for a little bit. We just before we start, I just want everyone to know right now, we're not any type of sports experts. We're not analysts. We have no like crazy knowledge about the sports we're talking about. We're just two dudes, two friends talking about sports. We're trying to give our fan perspective on sports, but we're not totally like out of the loop. We know a little bit, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So, Alonzo, do you want to say anything? You want to introduce yourself really quick?
Yeah, sure. I'm Alonzo, as Kenny already said. Um, just backing off what he said. Again, we're not by any means any type of sports expert. We're just two kids who fell in love with sports growing up, and we dive in a little bit here and there, and we get technical a little bit. We like having deep conversations, and just hopefully share our thoughts out loud and see what you guys think about it.
I really could have not said it any better. We got this idea of just playing video games together. We would stop playing games just to talk about sports. We're like, dude, let's just start a show. Why not? Today we're gonna be the main topic of this today's episode is we're recording this on the 2nd of November, and the Heat just finished playing against the Mavericks. We got the dub, you already know.
Yes, sir.
We're also going to talk about like a little overview of the Marlins going into the 2022 season, and just probably talk a little about the Panthers. We're
Yeah,
trying to get into
definitely.
hockey as
See
well.
if I can get into that. Yeah.
The Dolphins we're not going to talk about that much because they
We
suck.
we should
Oh, we should. Okay, we're going to talk about the Dolphins.
we definitely will. We definitely will.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the first topic. I didn't watch the game tonight. I did watch the highlights. I was out with my girl. Sorry, guys. I know, unprofessional first episode, and I'm not watching the game. I did catch the highlights, but thankfully, my boy Alonzo here watched the game, and not only did he watch the game, my man wrote down notes.
I got the notes. Oh, you can't see it, but
I'm gonna go ahead and let him take the reins for this. I'm gonna add in my input. Alonzo, overall, let's get your first thoughts. How did you think the Heat played today?
all right. Well, first I want to say, great win. Every win's a great win, right? Not only do we beat them convincingly by a solid. I think it was 24, 25 points. And overall, the game. I'm gonna get into specifics later. Play by play, quarter by quarter. Overall, the game. I feel like we started off a little bit slow, especially on the defensive end. But the first time we actually got outscored in the first quarter, um, which we usually have a margin of I think 11 points of us being on top by the first
Yeah,
quarter.
I've heard we're like one of the better first quarter teams. I've
Yeah,
seen stats.
yeah. We started off really slow, especially defensively, but I feel like as soon as the first quarter ended, UD and the veteran guys and Coach Spo coming into the break, we really
You think they woke up the guys?
yeah we really changed our mindset and we flipped the switch. Our defense was on point. We in the second quarter you started to see we started taking over. Kyle Lowry and the pace, the rotations, all that stuff. And we just kind of had the Mavericks slow down entirely. They weren't
Yeah.
they were blazing hot fire in the first quarter, especially Tim Hardaway. But after that first quarter, we really locked in. We got into our gears and we barreled down and we just never looked back.
No, that's good thing. Good thing to see. Like you said, we got punched in the first quarter. We got
Yes.
punched in the mouth, and we were able to bounce back.
Yep.
I really like how you said that we took control of the game back and we slowed down the game. When the Heat, I feel like when the Heat have the control of the game in their hands, obviously any team when they have
Yeah,
the game in their hands, but
Yeah.
more so the Heat because they're able to control the tempo because the Heat can play really, really fast. You've seen it.
exactly.
Off a miss, the other team misses. Lowry grabs a rebound and he's already chucking it down the court. To
You're
whoever.
you're gonna see within the notes and with our conversations. Obviously, the biggest thing is the Kyle Lowry effect, right?
Yeah.
Many people were speculating in the first 3-4 games. Oh, he's had slower games. He wasn't putting up as much points. Whatever.
They were watching the box score.
They were watching the
They were
box
watching
score.
the box
They
score,
watched the
yeah.
box score. They didn't watch the games. They didn't know the effect he had.
Yeah.
But today is one of those games that he really broke out. Even last game he did a little bit better, but this game he really solidified. He showed everybody, hey, I'm
Dropped
not
22
just
points, man.
job 22 exactly, and efficient 22 at that.
Yeah.
He's really showed everybody. He shut them all down. Hey, I'm still the point guard of this team. Yeah, you think I can't score the ball? Whatever, this and that. Guess what? We came back. I ran the floor. I ran the pace, and I dropped 22 on your mouth. So I think Cal Lowry is obviously the biggest contributed to the whole pace of play that we've
Offense
been
and defense.
Offense and defense.
Yeah. Do you think I want to ask you about Jimmy Butler. You think he was able to? I feel like whenever Jimmy Butler, he doesn't need a score to be the leader on the team, but I feel like there's some games that he does like take a step back, and those like the Pacers game. That Pacers game, I really felt like he took a step back.
Yeah. The Pacers game
struggled.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that one. Thing about that Pacers game, again, no disrespect to Gabe Vincent or whatever, he's a really good player, but Kyle Lowry was out, right? So that obviously has a big effect, and I feel like Jimmy did try, he was aggressive in some points, but I feel like he passed up too many opportunities, right? He was on the mismatch with TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell's a great defender, but Jimmy Butler's got at least 30, 40 pounds on him and at least 2-3 inches on the baseline, right? Or Jimmy Butler has had, I think, Miles Turner or Goga Batadze on him a couple times in the perimeter, and he just passed up the shots or the drive opportunities. And I think that Pacers game, he really not lacked aggression, but he was more passive than he usually is. And I think he saw that, and then he took off the rest of the week. That's why he got Eastern Conference Player of the Week last week.
Yeah, he balled out those last couple games after that Pacers game.
Yep.
Does it almost scare you how good we are with Lowry on the court compared to when he's not on the court? Like, it's one of those things that, like, God forbid, like, knock on wood right now, in the playoffs or later down in the stretch in the season, if he goes down with an injury, like,
let me tell you, if he goes down with an injury, he's probably the most, I wouldn't say important, but definitely the most impactful. Like, as far as pace and
the identity of the team this year, because I feel like we have, like, in past years with Jimmy Butler, we have been like a gritty defensive team. That's always been the
we've been the greedy, exactly.
But now we're so fast on the fast break and like offensive wise.
We stay on that defense again. Our big thing with the Miami Heat, obviously the culture, everyone talks about it. It's the defense. Baby. It starts on the defensive side of the ball, and then with Kyle Lowry, with that pace, not only is he a great defender, but he could run it right after the defensive possession. Whether they make the shot or they don't, it's off to the races, right? So I think I wouldn't say scared if he goes down, because, like I said, we're still a basketball team, no excuses, right? Yeah. Tyler Hero's gonna have to take a jump. Jimmy Butler at that point, and Bam, we're gonna have to take over the handling duties like they did in previous years. But I wouldn't say scared, but definitely concerned as to what our backup plan is. Because, like I said, no disrespect to Gabe Vincent, but we don't have that type of Kyle Lowry presence. Big example, TJ McConnell coming off the bench for the Pacers. He's that type of guy that could keep it afloat if somebody like Kyle Lowry goes down, right? So I just don't think we have that player off the bench.
We don't,
But God forbid that something happens and he stays healthy the whole season.
Yeah, because if you remember those interviews we were watching before the first game of all the players talking about just whatever. I forgot who it was, which player was. Injuries or staying healthy is something that fans always tend to forget, is one of the most important things. We can build a championship team, but injuries can easily derail a championship team.
Look at the Warriors. They got, unfortunately, they got injured the one series that they couldn't get injured, and the Raptors ended up winning.
Yeah. So that's something to think about. But I see in your notes you said that in your overall notes you said that we needed a speedy guard defender off the bench.
Yeah, that was the biggest theme for me occurring in the whole game, not just the second half, which is really I really noticed it, right? So, well, number one, we already lacked one key wing player off the bench, which is Max Strus. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Unfortunate, right?
It was a couple of weeks. I thought it was a couple of games.
I think it was a couple of weeks. Yeah, okay. They evaluated it. Right? It was going to be a couple of weeks, so we're definitely going to miss his shooting, right, off the bench. But
do you I want to ask you, do you think that Victor Oladipo would fill that hole that you're talking about?
Oh, most definitely. Healthy? Most definitely. Yeah. To be honest, I completely forgot about Oladipo.
Yeah, I always forget too. I'm like, holy crap.
To be completely honest, I forgot we even had him on the team, just because, like, not that he's been insignificant, but like I said, he's been out for so long, right?
He's been insignificant in a Heat uniform.
Exactly. Like, he hasn't done much for us yet. Yeah. Exactly. But as far as, like, right now, because he still has a couple, like, a month or two before he gets really healthy to the point where he's like, okay,
I
Now
can start
he's
training.
coming. Exactly. Well, yeah, all that stuff. I think what we really need to look at is I don't know who's in free agency right now. I doubt it's anyone special, right? Or we got to
Who's
look
a
at
free
either.
agent right now? Not like next year.
Yeah. No, like now, like currently.
No.
I don't know who's in that, but I think we definitely have to look at
Adding a backup guard.
adding a backup, guard, or a quick wing, right? That could definitely defend some faster, speedy point guards and ball handlers. Because today, Jalen Brunson, he got the start, and even though he was starting, he was playing most of his time with the bench unit because Luka Doncic is technically he's a bigger guy, but technically he's a point guard of the team, right?
Yeah.
So when Jalen Brunson was on the floor, with his bench unit, it was usually for us. It was Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, Dedmon, PJ, and I think Jimmy was there for a little bit of time, and Bam was in there a little bit of the time too. But we don't have that speedy ball handler defender off our bench because that people like Jalen Brunson and TJ McConnell again are always going to light us up because we do not have that type of defender off the bench. We tried throwing Caleb Martin on him, which is good. Like he's not a bad defender at all. He's tall, he's lengthy, he's quick, but he will lose a step to the speedy ball handler like the Jalen Brunson, which is they let him into foul trouble. I think he had 2 or 3 fouls. And Jalen Brunson had a 20-some point game.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. That he had he was the heat killer today.
Yeah.
Random heat killers. It always happens.
It's always happens. So I think that's definitely something we got to look at. The biggest name that comes up to mind is obviously John Wall. I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know how much if he's going to get bought out. I don't know how much he's going to ask for. And then obviously the other guy is Victor Oladipo and seeing how he can come back healthy.
So you talking about John Wall, I was thinking about this before we started the show today. Is there a scenario where you think at the trade deadline, we look at our team and we say we need to improve still? Because do you think other teams are obviously other teams are going to improve at the deadline? Are you scared that the Heat might not do that at the deadline and they might fall behind the curve a little bit?
Well, thing about the Heat, right? I've been during season and before season, I was looking at videos of press conferences with Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley, and the main voices of the Heat team, right? The coaches and all that stuff. They are not afraid of going into the luxury tax if we are in great positions to contend for a championship, which I think we definitely will be.
100%. I think we're one of the top teams, not just in the East.
I believe we're top 2. The way we're playing right now, if we keep this up, I believe we're top 2, maybe even number 1, because the Bucks are starting off slow, and who knows what's going to happen with Kyrie and the Nets. The Heat, Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra has definitely, have said that they're not afraid to go into the luxury tax. As far as the trade deadline, I don't believe, unless there's a major injury, right? God forbid, unless there's a major injury or something like that, I don't think we're going to need to do much at the deadline. I think it's just more of a go down the roster, see how Oladipo's doing, right? Because I think he's going to be back before the deadline, if I'm not mistaken, or more or less around that time. See how healthy he's going to be. See how well our defense off the bench is, because I think Spoelstra is very good at managing Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and Bam and Hero on and off the floor, making sure at least one of them are on the floor at all times. But I think the main thing at the trade deadline is going to be go down the roster, make sure everyone's healthy, see how Oladipo's doing mainly, and then if there's still an issue, they're like I said, they're not afraid to go into the luxury tax if they like somebody.
Yeah.
So.
All right, I just want to go back into the game. So first quarter, we start off slow. We get outscored. And you tell me that in the second quarter, we come back out strong. And we're playing was there any specific adjustments you saw the defense make, the offense make, any players make?
Yes, definitely.
Go over your notes. My phone almost fell.
Yeah, it's all right. Great play by Alex Bregman, by the way, in the World Series right now.
What's the score?
It's 6-0 Atlanta, top 7, 2 outs.
Oh, defensive play.
Yeah, defensive play.
We might see the end of the season here. Holy crap.
Yeah. Can't wait for next season, though. All right. So first quarter, my notes, biggest thing for defense in the first quarter was my very first point of the game was the late rotations off the Luka double teams, right? We did a really good job double teaming Luka quickly as soon as he got into the half court, right? But we, right under it, I put a side note. We need to get off of our guy. If we're gonna rotate and double team like that, we needed to get off of our mans quicker and like rotate, right, and trust that the other guy's going to come in right behind you and pick it up, because that was the issue in the first quarter, that they were able to get so hot so quick. Tim Hardaway and Jalen Brunson had easy open threes looks and open drive looks because of the late rotations, and then we got into some foul trouble. Bam got 2 fouls in the first quarter because of those late rotations, right?
You were trying to compensate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Luka had open threes. Luka had easy passes, right? I think that was the main issue defensively in that first quarter. We were late rotating. We got a little bit too antsy trying to make up for the being late with Bam, and PJ got a foul there too, and Jimmy too. We were just really late on the rotations, and I think as soon as we got to that second quarter, we realized that we flipped the switch. We're like, okay, let's speed it up a little bit, get into that gear, get on that Heat defense, and we got it. Freddie Freeman just hit his second home run, I think, today.
No way! Are you serious?
Yep.
7-0?
7-zip. I don't know if it was his second, but I know he did have an RBI in the fifth, I believe, or the sixth.
Damn, dog. Yeah, he did. No, he did. He hit it off the wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He went to deep left center with this one. He just keeps raking. God.
He started off the NLCS like 0 for 8, some shit.
Yeah, like 0 for 8 was 7 strikeouts.
7 strikeouts.
And then came back, and I think he went like 450 or something, like on his average.
All right, let's stay on topic here, man. Come on.
Yeah. It's okay. Hey, it's all sports. Sports.
I know.
Yeah. It's fine.
I'm just kidding. So, you say here also that let's talk about the offense side of the first quarter. How do we do there?
Well, again, the Heat's offense always starts from the defense. So our offense in the first quarter was subpar. Like I said earlier, we are one of the best, if not the best, teams in point differential finishing the first quarter. We're usually up about 10.5, 11 points. That's our average in the first six games, not including today, right? I don't know how it's going to change, but our defense started off slow and sloppy. Our offense started off slow and sloppy. Kyle did a good job keeping it a little bit fast going as far as the pace. But, excuse me, Duncan Robinson, I know it's been a slow start for him, but he's getting paid $90 million to shoot the ball. He has to realize that. Yeah, they've read the scouting report. You know, the news is out on him. Like he's gonna shoot the ball. He's gonna go off for 3, 4, 5 in a row. He's not a sneaky
shooter anymore. He's a shooter.
They got the news already on him, and it's gonna be tougher for him. But he's getting paid to shoot the ball, right? And I feel like it's gonna be tough for him because, like I said, they already know about him. They're gonna run him off the 3-point line.
Do you think his problem though is that he's not able to find his own make his own shots, or that he's not even trying to make his own shots? Because every time I see him with the ball, I don't see him even attempt to Well,
yeah, that's a good point. The thing about Duncan is when you got players like Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero and Jimmy and Bam and those guys that can play make, I don't think creating his own shot is a necessity. Mm-hmm. I do believe it will help him later in his career, but I just think
right now.
Yeah, I think as of right now, it's not that much of a problem. I just think it's him being in his own head. Hey, I know it's not the greatest look, but you're 6'7", 6'8". You have one of the highest release points for a shooter in the NBA.
He's not going to get to that. Yeah.
No, like if you have an inch of space, you got to put it up. You're getting paid $90 million to shoot the ball. I know you've been struggling, but hey, Reggie Miller said on the commentary, shoot. You gotta have a quick memory, and you gotta keep going, because if you don't take the shot, you're never gonna make them. So I'd rather him go 3 for 10 than 1 for 3. You get me?
Yeah. So. Yeah, because that night he might go 3 for 10, but the next night he might go 6 for 10, 7 for 10.
I think he had 1-3. I think he was like 1 for 7, and in the Hornets game, and then against the Grizzlies, he went 5 for 10, shot 50% from the 3-point line, had 15, 16 points.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the second quarter. So in the second quarter, you were able to see that we were switching off the double team better.
A lot of notes. Yep.
like we're trusting on our players to pick up the assignments.
Yeah. Let me go down the list here.
Man, you really went out here. I'm
Yeah,
looking at his notes, dude. It's just like notes on notes on notes, man.
Yeah.
This is why I hired this guy. This guy.
I'm gonna try to keep it up. Maybe cut down a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's the first game we were doing this, so I was like, you know what? Let me be.
Yeah, we're still trying to test out the water,
and plus,
guys.
I didn't know that he was gonna miss the game, so I was like, I just got lucky.
All right, you don't gotta be throwing shade at me, dog.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's coincidentally I got a lot of notes, right?
I gotta please the missus, man.
You're good. I know how it is. All right, my biggest thing for the second quarter when we started off, Markieff Morris needs when he's playing those minutes off the bench. It's not a lot. Maybe he's not getting 25 minutes anymore or something like that. But he is a big piece of the bench.
Yeah, 100%.
He needs to be smarter when he decides to take his fouls, right? Because as soon as the first quarter started, he got one cheap foul on the offensive end. I think that was a turnover, and then right back on the defensive end, there was a switch that had Markieff guarding Jalen Brunson on this possession. The Mavs were on offense. Jalen Brunson goes to he's on the right side of the key. He's on the right elbow of the key on this side, on the right wing. He drives down to the baseline with his left, right? And then Markieff, there was no help defense. That was a miscommunication on the Heat side. There was no help defense, and Markieff just tried to catch up with him, but Markieff is 6'7", 6'8", power forward. Jalen Brunson is a 6'1", speedy guard with the ball in his hands. He drives past him on his left, gets easy look, and Markieff pushed off, so he got the easy bucket and the and one. So that was just a bad decision on him to take that foul.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
Yeah.
This is all on you, man. I'm begging on you to pick it up here.
I'm going down these notes right here. Then the third foul, I think, the third or his second foul, right after that, on the next Dallas Mavericks possession, Tim Hardaway Jr. was driving in on a transition play, and I think it was Markieff, I think it was Duncan, and I believe Kyle was running back on transition, covering their mans, and THJ comes in the paint, and it got clogged up really quick, and he puts up a bad shot, and Markieff fouled him midair with a little shove, I believe. It was a really bad shot, but that sent him to the line. They basically neglected the shot because he got the 2 points at the free throw line.
Got you. So I also see here, I want to point out some notes that you see here. It's like 4 or 5 in a row that I see here that I want to talk about. Yeah. First is that you say that Bam is playing with great energy and patience. Do you think that this is a year that he's finally taking that step with his jump shot and like just overall taking control of the game to where he could play the role that Jimmy Butler kind of plays also? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're trying to say. I don't necessarily think he'll play the Jimmy Butler role because, like I said, that's what Jimmy's for, right? He's going to play his role.
Yeah.
Bam's got his own role to play, and he plays it really well. The biggest thing for Bam this year, from what I've been seeing and what the coaches have been seeing and stuff like that, his offensive game, right? Last year, I feel like he was really especially in the playoffs, that one series that we got. He played horribly.
I was at that game live, and I was like, bro, game 3 live, and I was like, Bam, what are you doing?
He played horribly. He just looked awkward. He just looked off balance. He looked almost scared.
It was so bad that I was saying something is gonna come out that he was injured and playing through an injury, but no, it was just you couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
The good thing was I knew that wasn't him. Like I knew it was just a bad series.
Yeah, no. We just played horrendously that whole series. Forget about that. That never happened. But the biggest thing for Bam this year compared to last year, last year he was a pretty good scorer. I think he had 19 points. I think this year he is definitely he's changing his mindset, and he's more confident in himself with the mid range, with the drives, with the low posts. And he's looking to score, which is something I didn't think he was doing as much last year.
Yeah, it always felt like he was looking. I felt like it was always the same play.
He was looking because
for Dragic, he was trying to hand it off to Dragic or look for Butler.
Exactly. So. I think that again goes back to Kyle Lowry because now he doesn't have to handle the ball. He doesn't have that much pressure on him. Neither does Jimmy as to make plays, right?
Yeah.
Because Dragic, we loved him as good as he was as a playmaker.
Mr. Dragon.
As good as he was as a playmaker, he with Jimmy and Bam on the floor, we like to run our offense through them, right?
Yeah.
So that allowed Dragic to go off the ball and create his own shot when time's coming down and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But now with Kyle Lowry being there, that true point guard, right? I think Bam has he realized, hey, okay, I got these guys right now. Jimmy's gonna handle the ball sometimes. Tyler's gonna have the ball handling duties off the bench. Kyle's gonna obviously have the ball going with the pace. I think he's realized now, okay, I don't gotta do as much as I used to do on the playmaking side. And I could look to score, and then I get back on defense and get boards and stuff like that, which is another big thing for him. His rebounding numbers just look really, really good.
They look,
compared to last year. Last year, I was one of his bigger advocates that, hey, you got to crash the glass more. We need more rebounds, because until we picked up Dwayne Dedmon at the
was it the deadline, or I felt like
not the deadline. I think we picked him up as a free agent, I believe.
Yeah, or off a waiver or something.
Later on in the season, before we picked him up, we really struggled to rebound the ball. Yeah. And Bam is the guy that needs to get 10, 12, 13 boards a night. He needs to, because that just allows him to get not only second chance points as off of offensive rebounds, but he gets those boards, quick outlet pass to Kyle Lowry. He runs the pace. You get the trailer in him. He goes in. You never know for an easy bucket on the late coming from the play. So
yeah, that's awesome. I love the step that Bam has taken this year. I want to move on to your other note, hero with great confidence. There's just something that happens.
That's it.
There is just something that happens when Hero's dribbling that ball and he puts up a shot. Any other player, I'd be like, "What are you doing?" But Hero, man.
Thing is, I don't really know how else you could
it?
It's pretty self-explanatory. Tyler Hero is, I'm gonna say it right now, he's the sixth man of the league. I don't see that changing unless, God forbid, injury. Knock on wood, right? He's the sixth man in the league. Watch out for most improved, right? Although I think John Morant, Although I think John Morant is gonna have a great case for that, right?
Yeah.
But Tyler Hero is definitely the sixth man in the league. He's gonna average 19, 20 points a night, and he's just got to keep doing what he's doing.
You think that's even possible to win sixth man and most improved?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That'd be insane.
I mean, back in like really old days, I know there's one player who won MVP and Rookie of the Year in the same year. So.
Jesus Christ.
West Unseld, baby.
All right. So moving on, Lowry, great vision and transition. We talked about that, how he's able to just speed the game.
Great. He always has his head up, looking for the go ahead passes to Jimmy, Bam, Duncan, Tyler, whoever's out there.
I saw I can't remember what game it was. There was one play that he tossed it to Duncan Robinson, and he quick three. It wasn't even like on the 3-point line. It was like a couple steps back.
Oh yeah.
If him and Duncan could figure that out, and Duncan could get like 2 or 3 games, who would take 2 or 3 threes like that every game, because it was wide open the way they were able to do it in transition.
Yeah, that definitely helps with Duncan. But again, this goes back to the Duncan problem. Yeah, it's great that he's taking these shots, but we know he can make them that far. But I don't also want him taking 5 threes from 40 feet out either. You feel me?
3 threes from like Ocean Drive and shit.
Yeah, from all that stuff from Key West and stuff like that.
All right, let's move on here. You say there was a bad call that led to a technical to Lowry because he was complaining to the refs. What happened there?
How far is that on my notes? I lost it.
It's like right before the.
Got you. Lowry.
Love Lowry's enthusiasm.
Yeah, I got you. All right.
Can you guys tell how professional this is?
Yeah, it's very. All right, so I wrote there, Lowry, great enthusiasm. Yeah. We had I think it was on the baseline, along the baseline of the court, on the left side, left baseline, right? There was a ref there on that, so he had the clear call, and I think it was Kyle, PJ, and Tyler all there, clogged up with their three-man defense, and I believe they tried. I forgot who was handling the ball at that point. They tried getting into to Tyler's man, and Kyle flipped over, and Tyler converged on Tyler's guy, and Tyler came up from behind him, swiped the ball down, which looked like to be all ball. Right, we didn't challenge it, but it looked really clean, and the refs called it as a reach-in foul, and they were in the bonus, so they got 2 shots. And Kyle Lowry was all up on the ref because Kyle Lowry was in there and he saw it, right?
Yeah.
But the ref was like behind the play almost, like this is the baseline.
But he had like the best view.
Yeah, the ref is over here, right? This is the baseline. The ref is back here, and Kyle and Tyler right here with the man in the middle, right? So Tyler slaps the ball that way, like towards the out of bounds, and the ref was over here, and he didn't have the best look because Kyle was in front of him, but he had the best view out of all the refs.
Yeah.
So Cal believed that he missed that call. So did I. But he just got up on his face. He started talking, screaming, arguing. They teed him up, but you gotta love it from your point guard, right?
He's gonna go to fight every time.
Exactly. You gotta be down to ride. Honestly, sorry to cut you off. One last thing. Honestly, I think they blew that call entirely. Yeah, I'm a little biased from the Heat, but it was if you go back and look at that play, you would see it's 90% ball, and I think personally you got to let him play.
Before I get to what I was gonna say, that's another thing I want to warn everybody about what you just said. We're gonna be really biased about everything.
Yeah. Because we're gonna try not to, but we definitely will. We definitely will.
Anyways, but going into what you were saying, I don't know if it's just me. When it comes to challenging calls like that, like you say, it was like obvious missed call. I feel like out of every coach in the league, Spoelstra's really slow when it comes. Not slow, like he's really hesitant. Let me use that word, hesitant to challenge plays. Yeah, even when his players are telling him like, "No, coach," like
Yeah. I think that you definitely use the right word with hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
I would go even as far as to reluctant, right? Because reluctant, right? Because it's not. I don't believe is that he won't challenge. Is I believe that he thinks, well, this was in the second quarter, right? It was pretty early, right? So you don't, I get why you might not want to. It's pretty early. You don't want to lose a timeout. You don't want to lose your challenge, right? Just in case it's third or fourth quarter, it's a close game and you need it.
Yeah, of course. I was saying more in general, but I get what you're saying with the second quarter.
Yeah. But I do believe that there were some games, right? Even though if other than the Pacers loss, we've won pretty convincingly, right? 10 double-digit points, maybe almost even 20, right?
37 of the Bucks.
I think Spoelstra definitely has had some missed challenge opportunities that looked really good on the replays.
Yeah.
But like I said, if we win the game, ultimately it doesn't matter. So I can see the point. He will definitely use it when he needs it. I don't think he's afraid to use it. I just think it's really on in the season. You want to let the team play, and honestly, it just depends on the time of the game. It was really early in the second quarter, or midway through the second quarter. You don't want to lose a timeout if you fail it. So
that's another thing. I feel like it's not that he doesn't believe his players or trust in his players that they think that the call is wrong. It might also be Spoelstra's really like not a mastermind, but he really like thinks ahead of how he uses his timeouts.
He's a great coach.
What I'm saying?
He's been in the league way too long to not
so maybe he doesn't want to waste time out on that, like how you said. So that's definitely another thing. I don't know. It was just something I always noticed every time. I'm like, bro, like you can get this call, Spoelstra. What do you?
Yeah. There's definitely been some moments that I've been like, why didn't you? Like that would have been an extra possession. But like I said, besides that Pacers game, every win is a win. So I don't care how we got it. Whether that was with the challenge, without the challenge, close call, no call, I don't care. We won the game.
Yeah. So what was the score going into halftime?
I believe, let me check right here. I believe it was 70-62. Let me check. Let me double check.
But it was still a close game.
Up until the late of the third quarter that we had a 10-point lead going into the fourth, it was a pretty close game. But I think after
the end of the third,
halftime was 70-62.
Gotcha.
I think after that late in the third quarter push that we were up by 10, 11 points, I think the whole game was competitive.
and we were able to just like start pulling away little by little.
I think as soon as we got to that fourth quarter, they started off the fourth quarter without Luka. Luka was really tired.
Yeah.
He had to.
Yeah, I just feel like
Jimmy
Luka,
was guarding him, and then we switched him on Jimmy when we were on offense when Jimmy had the ball, so he had to work double time. And remember, he was playing in the Olympics too, so he didn't get that much rest either.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
He was really tired, and I think the fourth quarter when we had those first 3-4 minutes of Dallas Mavericks without Luka, even though Jalen Brunson and Reggie Bullock had some big shots, I think that was when Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero before Jimmy got into the game, and Bam, which is when he played his better part of the game in the third and fourth quarter.
You think that's when they iced the game?
That was when Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero took over, as well as Bam on the defense and the putback buckets. They're like, okay, no Luka, Jimmy's resting up. He's gonna be back in 3 minutes. Let's take it over, and they did what they did.
Yeah, that's. Is there any notes you want to talk about in the fourth quarter, the end of the game, so we can start like probably wrapping up this?
Yeah. Well, one big thing I want to say with the third and fourth quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for this game, we know the Kyle Lowry effect is not, he's not here just to score the ball. Like, he affects the game a lot more. But I like the way that this game specifically, when we started off slow, and when he noticed that Luka was off, and it was like I wouldn't say a bad bench unit, but like a mid-tier bench unit in the Dallas Mavericks. When he was on the floor with Tyler Hero, I think he did a really good job as far as his mentality was like, okay, I got my 8-9 assists. I got to score. I got to be more aggressive, get more involved, get put up some shots, get Tyler involved, play off of him, play off each other. And I like the way those two guys really took off in the second half of the game. That's
good. That's good to hear. I really like the idea of Lowry helping Hero out become a more complete NBA player.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Hero's been able to basically grow up in the league alongside Butler, and then now with Lowry, like he's played. They were talking about it, like some smart NBA players. So to be able to get that advice from those players and grow as a player, awesome to see. I'm so happy that Hero's playing the way he is, especially with last year. People were like, bro, fans are delusional for not wanting to trade Hero. This right now is why we didn't want to see it.
This is why.
He might have had a bad sophomore slump, but look at him now. I've always believed in him. I always thought he was going to be.
I've always liked him. I'm going to be honest with you that I think there was a trade to be made with maybe not Harden, but maybe like a Bradley Beal or something. He was a good young player that we could toss in maybe as trade bait, But at the end of the day, I'm happy with him, and he's going to be here for the next 5-6 years. I promise you that.
Yeah. He made that comment at the beginning of the year about, I want to be mentioned alongside that Jaw and Trey. And everybody was calling him crazy. Like, okay, Tyler, you bubble guppy. But now, like, not yet. Relax. I can't say, not yet. But he's making
in the first 7 games. In the first 7 games, he's definitely up to them. They put up a graphic on the screen, and they used the same thing that we're talking about. That Tyler was like, on like the same conversation as these guys. Yeah. They put up a graphic on the screen. In quotes, he put I want to be in the same conversation as these guys, and it was Luka, Trey, and Tyler. For the first week and a half of the season, 2 weeks, Luka's averaged the most points, which is 22.5. Trey had 22.3. Tyler had 22.0. Luka was shooting 40-some from the field, 29 from 3. Trey was shooting 40-something from the field, 28 from 3. Tyler was shooting 40-some from the field, 40-some from 3. And honestly, I would rather have the efficient 22 over the inefficient 23, 24 from Luka and Trey. That's just me, though.
That's that Miami bias, baby. No, but it's awesome seeing him play like this. It's exciting, the fact that even though Butler and Lowry might be a little bit older, on the other side not other side, but they're in their 30s. The fact that we've still got
in the back halves of their careers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
The fact that we've got these 2 studs in Bam and Tyler Hero, and even Duncan Robinson to a point.
Duncan's still young. He's 25.
Yeah, and we're going to have these 3 players it's awesome because not only are we in a stage where we're competing,
We
when we
also
move
we
into the
also have
next
set
era
up
of the
for the
Heat,
future.
it's not like we're
Yeah,
going to be rebuilding. Like we already
exactly.
have the next pieces set. Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
No, sorry. I'm glad that you said that because I have a hot take for when we're wrapping it up. You already seen it in the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a hot take, boys.
I'm glad that you brought that up. Like as far as the we don't have to rebuild for the future and stuff like that with Tyler and Bam and Duncan and those guys. I believe that the fact that we gave Jimmy Butler that extension, I believe it was 4 years or something like that. So we're gonna have him for 5. I think we're gonna have him up until he's 38, right? And Kyle Lowry, even though we did pay him a lot of money, it's a shorter contract, right? So it's not like he's gonna be the worst player in the NBA by his 38.
But it's like we can't lie to ourselves. He's not going to be the player that he is now.
No, he's definitely he's not going to be as fast and stuff like that, right? But maybe it could be like a Chris Paul thing. He stays healthy. He doesn't put up 25 anymore. But look what he did with the Suns last year, right?
Yeah.
But again, Kyle Lowry is not just a scorer. You have to watch the game to realize what he does, right? Yeah. And I think the fact that we gave Jimmy that extension, we already have Bam locked up for the next 5, Duncan for the next 4. We're definitely going to bring back Hero on his rookie extension for 4 years, and I think that by the time that Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry on the way out, right? Maybe not out of the Heat, but like out of their quote unquote primes, right?
Yeah, when they're not the guys on the team.
Yeah, when they're not the big, they're going to be the big names, but maybe not the top talent on the team anymore. Yeah. They're still going to be good players, but maybe not the go-to guys, right? Yeah. I think that Tyler's going to be 24, 25. Bam's going to be 27, 28, right? They're going to be coming into their primes, right? Yeah. Duncan's going to be 29, 30, which I think is the prime for a shooter, 30 years old. They're going to be coming up right into their primes as soon as they're leaving out, right? So then that'll open up their game so much more because then their roles are going to be up, and then they're going to take the back seats like Dwayne Wade did when LeBron and Chris Bosh came in. He wasn't averaging 28, he was averaging 20. And Chris Bosh wasn't averaging 25, he was averaging 19, 20, right? So
that's a thing you said there, and they're going to be that age, and with the fact that we're going to always be competing, they're going to have so much playoff experience. Exactly. And like they're going to be they're not just going to be regular veterans. They're going to be veterans that were in the trenches that fought, and like I feel like this team is going to be a team that no team is going to want to face in the playoffs, and that's going to get us far. So I feel like those guys are going to have so much playoff experience already in their 27s, 28s. Exactly. So I'm just overall excited. If you want to go ahead,
I can't wait.
We can go ahead and wrap up, and you can. If you have anything more to say about the game, you can say it. But if not, you can go ahead and drop your little hot take that you have.
Yeah. One thing I will say before we, as far as the fourth quarter and the wrapping up of the game goes, I like the fact that Jimmy Butler realized the fact that Luka was really tired during that fourth quarter, and he extended full court press with 4 minutes left to go. Mm-hmm. I think he really did a good job with that, and I think that was a big key tonight game, getting Luka tired on the offense and defensive side. But other than that, great win, and we'll take him, right? Keep it going, keep it rolling.
Of course.
Hot take. Maybe not as hot take if you're really deep of a Heat fan as we are.
But people who aren't Heat fans are gonna be like,
exactly.
What is this guy
people who
about?
aren't Heat fans and don't know about him, they're gonna be like, what? Or like, who? I'm gonna say this every time we do one of these episodes. Omer Yurtseven has to play more. Either he has to take over the Dwayne Dedmon role. No disrespect to Dwayne Dedmon. He's been playing really good, right? Solid minutes off the bench. But I believe that the fact that we gave Yurtseven a 2-year contract to have him sitting on the bench and not getting reps in the G League or getting some run on the court when it's blowout games like tonight or like the Hornets when we're up 15, 20 points, or the Grizzlies when we're only giving them 2-3 minutes. No disrespect to Spo. He's a great coach. I'm not doubting what he's doing. But I just feel like the fact that we gave him a 2-year contract and he's only 22, 23, I think. And what he did in the summer league was impressive.
Yeah,
I think he either needs to take over the Dedmon role or just get more run in general. Because I was really shocked and not upset, but like sad almost against the I believe it was the Hornets that we didn't have Bam and Dwayne Dedmon started. I was expecting to see Yurtseven get like at least 10, 15 minutes off the bench just for that other size, that other big, and he just didn't play at all until the end of the game when we're up 15. Markieff Morris and PJ Tucker were taking turns at the backup center, which is fine, but I was upset to not see Yurtseven get some run.
Yeah. I don't know about him taking the Dedmon minutes. I think Dwayne Dedmon, he is like a solid piece for us.
Oh no, he's a solid backup center. But my thought process with it, Dedmon's going to be a free agent at this year. He's 32, 33. He's a little bit older.
Yeah,
we gave this young guy a 2-year contract. He's not playing in the G League. So what's he there for?
I definitely would like to see him more minutes. Not just blowout minutes. I would like to see him at the end of the second quarter. And like meaningful minutes, like let him almost like a trial by fire. Put him out there, see what he can do.
Because honestly, if you put me on the court when I'm up 25, what's that gonna do?
Yeah,
for me?
you're gonna drop your 6-7 points.
Yeah, it's not gonna do nothing. Like they have their end of the rotation guys out there anyways too.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Yurtseven does excite me though. Like I really think he can be a great player. Especially with the Heat's track record of this type of player.
Of developing.
Just
look what we did with Duncan Robinson.
Guy.
Look what we did with Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn. Come on now. Yeah. Max Strus out of nowhere. Elite 3-point shooter.
I had no idea.
I had no idea who this guy coming in was last year. First game comes in, drops 15. I was like, okay, never mind.
Okay, never mind.
But mark my words when I say this. Yurtseven will be one of the best backup centers when he's backing up Bam. When he's getting 25 minutes a night as that backup big, he's gonna be that guy. He's gonna be that guy.
Bam and Yurt.
Bam. Yurt season.
All right, man. Do you got anything else to say about the Heat game?
Hashtag GMVP. Hashtag Bam B Boy. Hashtag Hero 6 Man of the Year. Spo Coach of the Year, baby. That's about it.
Man, I'm excited for the rest of the season, guys.
Yes, sir.
Every Heat game, we're gonna try to make a video. We're gonna try to talk about it. Hopefully, I'll be more prepared. We're not done with the episode yet, but this is just like if you are just watching
the Heat portion.
Huh? If you're just watching for the basketball, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the Heat game here. We would talk more about the league, but I didn't watch any games, so
I don't watch that many other games.
We only like the Heat here.
We Heat bias.
Yeah. So another thing I want to say really quick, it was awesome that we got this win on national TV.
Oh yeah.
It was nationally broadcast, so I was awesome to get that.
Big dub. TNT. Great job.
Yeah. I don't really think there's much left to say about the Heat. Great win. Happy to get this dub. Who do we play next?
Celtics Thursday, 7 p.m. TNT.
Celtics Thursday. Expect Friday. Hopefully we'll have that video
next episode.